in the morning light, creation flow from your love. You were crafting, I was breathing. You were laughing, I was reaching out for you. I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus. I was made to walk the cool of the day with you. With you. In the garden of paradise, knew the pain from the Father's heart to get us back. You gave it all, filled in the likeness of flesh on earth. You bore the cross that we deserve. I've gotten down on my knees, Spirit breathing on me. Been saying I see what I was made for. I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus. I was made to walk in the cool of the day with you. I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus. I was made to walk in the cool of the day with you. With you. The whole point of my existence is to know you, Jesus. The whole point of my existence is to know you. Oh, the whole point of my existence is to know your love. The whole point of my existence is to know you, Lord. The whole point of my existence is to know your love. The whole point of my existence is to know your love. Is to know your love. Is to know your love. I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus. I was made to walk the cool of a day with you. I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus. I was made to walk the cool of a day with you. With you.
Yes, yes. Again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon for all of you that are across the world, brothers and sisters. All the blessing and greeting from Swahili Nation One Africa. This is Biggie on Diaspora Talk, and I hope you enjoyed the music. This is the talent that we have in the house, Mika Shavala and his partner, God's Power. And this song really very smooth and we had a little vote on some of the raw footage versus the one that we have. But again, this is an amazing song. And the other thing on the news, let's see on what we have so far, what we got on our GoFundMe. I'm going to share that, see where we stand. So again, I want to thank everybody that's been donating, that been sharing this. As you can see it, right now we collected so far on the fundraising $3,242. So by the end of this show, at least I'm not greedy because I don't want to put a limit to it. You never know. I'll probably get 21 grand, just let's say we're a little bit shy of 22 grand euro that's missing. You never know. Somebody's gonna drop it in the bucket. You never know. But again, it's something that that I still have my mind and my emotion straight for the Swahili Nation One Africa office to be established in Africa by Africans, and all the donations that you pledge to this is ours, nobody else. We're the one that funds it. We're the one that really put the difference, and it means a lot for Africa, and as well all the Africans over the diaspora. It's important that we get engaged. That's the first thing. Get engaged. Be there for all Africans. As brothers and sisters, we all have responsibility for the today generation as well for tomorrow generation. And this is how we're going to be going at it, having this one Swahili Nation, One Africa office. As it's bigger than a dream, but I always said dream big. As you dream big, this possibility is right there. It's in our reach. So tell the world. Start with your family. What we're trying to establish. Every euro that you spend in building this office, you're part of it. You did it. And we have proven in the past, we walk the talk. We try to get as much people to donate. Again, there's a lot of other information that goes, not being there or not, but for €5, if this is something that is not possible, we're showing you the possibility because we are right here now and getting this funding going. This is for real, and we need to be there. Every cent of it will be for the office, our office, and I can count on you. I know the family have been very generous, putting all the effort in the walk and the talk along with us. So again, share this information. We're so adamant really to get this office. We got a studio where we can really say it's ours, and we'll be transmitting a lot of great stuff from that office. And that gives Mika 100% of vision accomplishment. He's very young. He did everything he can to bring us up to this level. And we're going to support. We understand our vision. And we know what we're trying to build here. A lot of people might have so many questions. How can it be and why? Again, I said African youth must wake up now. It's time for youth to take initiatives. Be engaged. Even if you don't donate, but at least in your mind have a clear view what Swahili Nation One Africa office can do for the future, and for the now, and change all this narrative that's been bombarding the whole continent, creating a lot of divide, a lot of wars, a lot of killings. And this going to help into getting the voice of the people by the people. What needs to be changed? Which way we're going to go? What is the direction? You're going to depend on the leadership. Sometimes the leadership fails you. And if the leadership fails you, what can you do to help as a solution? Somebody that's going to be there to confront everything that comes, instead of creating the problem, is to resolving and solving the problem. Together, with all of these ideas, we can fix a lot of things, a lot of the problems. So I always said, let's go for the low-hanging fruits, because if the brain is fed, the stomach will be fed. That's how we become productive. I encourage all Africans. That's 23.6% of entrepreneurship in Africa, self-feeding entrepreneurs. We want them to exceed that number. We want everybody to participate in being an entrepreneur on his own way. And if it works well, you might as well share it. And that sharing will also help another African brothers or sisters somewhere in the world, somewhere in the continent. So if it works for you, it will work for all of us. And let's put all these beautiful ideas where we can feed the brain and the stomach. And another thing that I always talk about is the food security and national security that can promote the health of the citizens, that can empower its citizens to be productive, not to go undergoing some surgical way of eliminating one another for no reason. We have plenty of room in this world, plenty of room. We don't need to eliminate one another. I always said, if you really are African, you shall not raise your arm against another African. Think twice. Find a solution. Find it. That's very important that the world knows that we're looking for a solution. As it is, this is another one. Some people may not understand the clear picture of one Africa. This is not one government under Africa. It is rather a united effort to form an alliance group beyond what the African Union is doing. Yes, it's important to understand that, because for the AU on the grand scale, on their formulas, on their work, most of the thing that we're trying to accomplish within the next few years is already scheduled for 2063. But 2063, we can do a lot of them a lot earlier and simplify a way of communicating. It's very important that all of us are engaged. What can I do for the continent? What can I do for my brothers and sisters out there? Not only from a nation aspect only. Just dream big. How about if you have a good relationship and good trading among the neighbors? Create all these infrastructures. Open the communication. Help one another. Specifically on the border, we still have the colonial border that's been established. To the day, we're still arguing and fighting over the borders. Human lives have been lost. Can we do it by sitting down and talk about it? Or can we have a different solution that can remediate all these problems that are on the border between nations? If we believe it, we are one Africa. So that means under that continent with no border, we're one. And that's the goal. by having a unity among the people and created by the people. What is the best way to help one another? Network, including the diaspora. It's very important that we understand who we got on our side. Again, Sam, how you doing? Zan, thank you for joining me, Maria Antoinette. I really appreciate it. Again, your support is always there. Yeah, I thank you. Uh, and at the same time that I was talking about this unity, we have the family that's going relentlessly trying to bring these funds up and making sure that we got this One Africa office established in Tanzania. And that's very important for all of us. This is something that we can move faster and get better and better every day. As you all know, Swahili Nation One Africa started from a movement, YouTube, and now we're creating the foundation. And it's going to be built by Africans. And this is very important. Just like Ethiopia did when they built the grinder. There's no bank credit. There's no international fundings. It was made by Ethiopians. They spend their own money, and you see what the result is. That dam is getting built bigger and bigger, and now there's a lot of interest on the functionality. And by the time you start producing electricity, so every Ethiopian that really put their money into the grid and what it's going to be delivering is beyond imagination. There will be light where there was no lights. There will be a lot of the rollout electrical cut off. Now the rollout will be eliminated. So they created together this grand dam. So for us, having the Swahili Nation One Africa and having a representation on the globe, we're going to be right on the map. Here's our first office, the headquarters. And we have another 53 that when you think about now, we got another 54, including the diaspora. We have offices in the diaspora. We formed the 503 nonprofit organizations. These are the targets on what's next. So everybody will participate. Just a small idea donation solution would help the continent to advance further, faster. That's what we talk. And now we're going to walk the talk. We have one of our family members, BJ here, always said, I got 5 on it. It's part of one of his songs. Yes, if we put €5 and 5,000 people, we'll be able to raise 25. But we have more than 5,000. Really, realistically, we have 1.3 billion in Africa. But again, it doesn't mean they all can contribute to that because there's a lot of currency issues. But those of us that are living in the diaspora, if you listen to this, help us build the Swahili Nation in Africa. That will be the first assignment for all of us to build this office and network it throughout the world. Because every African voice will be heard. There'll be other things that's going to be done, not done in that office. There's a lot of things that we could do. Just think about it, just like any business. When you're in business, what we are in business, we're in business for One Africa, to build the relation beyond the African Union. We can put our 2 cents in it and help everybody. Again, it shows that we have funds to 3,242. Let's see if we can do better today. Any takes on that? Yes, I'm pretty sure. The other thing that, a sister that I'm trying to promote to make sure that West Valley Nation and as well as among us, Ida Abraham was putting the Eritrean Development Funds. And this fund is going to help the blinds in Eritrea school. Right there is asked, what can you do? Well, she created a T-shirt, and that T-shirt on the donation it goes straight to Eritrean school for blind. I'll be sharing a lot of that information, including some links, where everybody can go out there. Hi, Marit. I see you there. So let me put a little invite because I see some people that's going to be here and share information. I just put the StreamYard. They have again another get together. This whole week is going to be busy. There's the Ethiopian soccer game that's going to start tomorrow. It's going to run all the way through the 10th. So this is a soccer team that comes from all over the states, and they'll be playing for championship in Washington D.C. This year is in Washington D.C. and I'll talk about it later. And some of the people that probably can say something about it would be great. That's one of the things that's going on in Washington D.C. And those of you who can join me, please join me. I sent out the StreamYard. Everybody's welcome. We're open for that. And another one that I really want to get is the Mika voice. I don't know if you guys heard it. And those of you who joined a little bit late, as I played it at the beginning. And I use that as just to be opening of the prayer, literally. I just want to thank Xavier for giving us another day to be on the show and promote the health of Africa and all Africans in diaspora in Africa for humanity. And I hope we're going to get a great conversation today, and the hope is always completed. Thanks to Xavier. So, again, those of you who would like to join me, I'll put the StreamYard link on the comment section. Join. The message is clear for me. Is be engaged. Got to get engaged in order to get this going. I just want to have a little bit of sound check because I feel like one of my I cannot hear back. I can hear some echo. Do you guys hear some echo on the back? If anybody, Tanzania or Marit, if you can confirm if it is clear. I'm still here for those of you that can comment. If you can hear me, just put it on the comment section. Because I can hear some feedback. But can you hear me though? So there's an echo. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I made some adjustment. Can you all hear me? I just want to make sure I don't have the feedback now, so I'm good. So anyway, where I stopped is more. I want to pass the word of being engaged. If you're not engaged, if you're not really uh, put something together, uh, you wouldn't be building anything. Yes, we can always going to be complaining about what's going on in Africa, but for whatever the complaint that we have, we list it and find a solution. The only way you're going to find a solution is when you're engaged. Yes, I can create problems. I can put all the problem there is in Africa. I mean, all the problems we saw is documented, is out there. So let's do something about it. That is the diaspora talk today. Are you engaged? Are you ready for change? In mind, spirit, in motion. Are you ready? It's a very key question to all of us. Are we ready to make change? I'm ready. I'm willing to sacrifice anything that I can sacrifice for it. Because it's important that I get engaged. Because if I'm going to sit down and complain, and I'll post it, I'll put it in anywhere, I'll be just another complainer. Instead of coming up with a solution, I can complain about something, then I'll say, here's the solution. This is how I'm going to see the world of Africa. This is how I'm going to see change in Africa. Where are the low-hanging fruits? What can we do? Again, look into the food security. What do we need? We need water. We need land. Do we have water and land? Yeah, we do. Are we using it efficiently? That, I don't think so. Because we could do better. For those that we harvest on a small land, not enough, not only for the nation, but for its own village. So we need to work on how we can get a higher yield. How can we put the farmers together to collaborate with each other and harvest 4 times a year? Because one farmer would have 0.5 acre, maybe 0.2 acre. He'll work whatever that he has. And then this is pure labor. He doesn't have technology. He doesn't have machineries. It's just pure labor, the old-fashioned way. With one cow, and the village come and help you out for the harvest, because that they're good at. They help each other when it comes to harvesting. But again, they can harvest a lot bigger, a lot of produce from a smaller land than what they're doing right now. That's one of the solutions that we can work on the agriculture side. Education. That everybody has access to education, meaning it's not just education per se on the curriculum base, but on the local base. Do Africa know the history, African histories, by African writers, by African, that was always been in history? Are they shared? Do do we share that information as part of our education to get a better yield and productive from the society? Where we stand, what kind of stand do we have when it comes? Yeah, the West is doing this, the West is doing this, but at the same time, I'm not going to be just blaming the West all the time. I'm just going to have to come together and how to overtake and to be self-sustaining nations, self-respect, and then we can really negotiate on terms. So in this just few words that I put in, there's a lot of work behind it. It doesn't come from the sky. But again, if your mind is still looking to that right direction for the betterment of Africa, then your emotions there that support you, things that you see now, how to make it better, to stop the killings of the innocents. One of the priorities. How can we have solution for conflicts? Conflict solutions. Who can represent us? It's not outside the continent. It should be within the continent. Every problem should be solved by Africans. Africa problem, but it has African solution. That's what we need to promote more, without no other outside interference. Again, these are low-hanging fruits that we can discuss and communicate. After we complain, and for each complaint we got a solution. Wow. The fact that we're finding solution and solve it, that puts us number one. Now we can hear each other. Now we can progress together. Not in the political arena, but we Africans as humans to collaborate together. That gives us that edge of advancement. Right now, probably say, yeah, the language barrier. Now, if you really want it from the heart, nothing is impossible. So you start immediately within your own nation. You start building strong nations. Eventually, the unity of Africa is not going to be some idea. It comes with the nations. Within the nation, the people are working stronger, harder, getting better. Because our future depends on it. The future of our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren depend on it. This is where we laid the foundation. This is where we're going to do things differently. All the other top level, everybody want to create the Pan-Africanism, make sure that we get the unity. But our approach is organic. I want to start from the bottom up. We want to start from the bottom up. It's all people. We need to plant the right seeds, brutally honest seeds. At the end of the day, what are we creating for better Africa? What does this better Africa do? Have you ever looked at it into the futuristic aspect of it? That our children can go to school, they can be fed, they can compete with the world. Not only about the hunger. After we pass all this hurdle, once we get our food security, once we got the securities for the citizens, have you ever imagined what kind of world we're going to be creating within Africa? Because we are really, really rich in everything. It's just how to put it together and how to plant the right seeds in the right places. Make sure we create the future leadership. Make them understand their history, learn about their history, and pick the right things, and reseed again until we get the final product. The final product is African Unite. But each of us need to get engaged. We need to engage into this. I don't call it just a movement. It's not a movement. There's a task and there's schedule, there's promise that to get the task done. We need to be on a mini journey. You start your week, let's say Sunday to Wednesday. You don't call them schedules, you don't call them targets, you don't call them tasks. From the get-go, when you plan it on Sunday through your Wednesday, it can be work, family, it can be Africa, it can be anything. You have to vision from Sunday all the way to Wednesday. And everything that you're going to be doing is execute what you have in mind within these 3 days. So you got the Monday, Tuesday, on Wednesday, you're going to create another one. These are achievable where your mind and emotion are together. Whatever the plan that you have, now if you take just a 1 hour in those 3 days for Africa, just in your mind, what you can accomplish, what you can help to build our great continent. Just 1 hour on each segment. It can be 15 minutes of just refocusing. Yes, we're going to do this. Now we have this GoFundMe. Family, you know what it takes to have this building, what it takes to have this office. So on Sunday, you can put a line saying, my mind is right for this One Africa office. I want it. I'm engaged. Just in your mind. And check on Wednesday what you've done about it. Even to think in your mind that this 3,200, I'm going to see 3,300, 3,400. And if all of us have that, just that focus from Sunday to Wednesday, just 1 hour in between. So that means you're engaged. Your mind is clear. Your emotion is clear. And every dollar that's going to come in is your mind and emotion together. Let's all do that. From Sunday to Wednesday, find somewhere you can have a clear mind. Just sit down personally, envision it. From Wednesday through Saturday, you do the same thing. Along with everything, it's not a schedule, it's not a task. It is. You feel it is going to be happening. And you tackle everything that you got in your life along with these three days of parts. Mental condition, creating your mini schedules. This is your journey. You can look at them 3 days at a time. It will make you so great because everything is what you accomplished about. Things that they move, you still have them in your line of sight. You move them for a better day. It might be on the next 3 days. But we have to have a vision. Create our mini journey. You can split that week in two and don't overload yourself. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and it's not even focused because your mind is saying, I'm going to do this. So basically, you're going to go on the old tasking, scheduling, and meetings and all that. Yeah, if you have meetings and conferences that you have, yes, but again, they should be in your mind. They should be done as if you have already went through the meeting and how successful your meeting was. You have to see that. Before you know it, when you get to that meeting, you'll have a very successful reaction to it. One that is you. Welcome, my brother. How you doing? Montezi.
Hi, Biggie. How are you, Biggie, my brother?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah. I was going to was telling you that the topic today is hidden hand. I don't know if you've noticed.
I did see that one. Well, I guess we got a hidden hand. And I just missed that one. I'm glad he corrected. Maybe meant to be, because really on this diaspora talk, I'm talking about the engagement. The talent that we have individually, and how to align our focus. These are the mini days journeys that I create from Sunday to Wednesday. You have making bread, you got other things to do, family issues, everything that you have that you really want to accomplish within those 3 days. It's like what it needs to be done, but you need to see them as done. You got to feel them, that they will be completed. You see what I mean? A lot of people mix it like a task and schedule, because these 3 days they got 24 hours, okay, each. So you got 72 hours to whatever that you want to fit in that 72 hours. And as long as your mind is clear to accomplish those, you will accomplish them if you really put your mind in it. And your emotion part is that as if they are completed, but the only Sunday. So this is one of the engagement, how to get people engaged. We can say that over and over. Sometimes the being engaged loses his sense. So I want to put it where we need to be engaged. What is our priority as Swahili Nation One Africa? What we're trying to accomplish? All these vision, they have to be aligned, and all this mind has to be aligned, and how we can create this better Africa. So what do you have to say for that?
Yeah, I agree with you that what we should we should what we put our mind to do, we should always do it. Actually learned a few weeks back that when you communicate, what you communicate to the universe, when you like prayer. The definition of prayer is communicating your intention to the universe, or your intention to God, or
Hmm.
basically things like, it turns out when you make it public, even here in Africa, as you can see with the fundraising, when you communicate and when you declare your intentions towards the universe, things will tend to work out your way. Things, the universe tends to now allow you, or as even the Bible says, ask and you shall receive. So yeah, that is a very, that's important when you plan and you communicate your intentions to the universe. Yeah, that's a big lesson I've learned actually this month, and yeah, I agree. I agree. Hello.
Monotezi,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Yeah, for a minute I
Yeah.
lost you.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. Oh. You couldn't hear. Oh, you didn't hear me when I was. Oh. Oh yeah. I was talking about communicating and projecting your intentions to the universe. Like,
Hmm.
and prayer is a form of that, right?
Correct.
So yeah, that was basically my point, is that it's very important, even in Swahili Nation here, as you can see, when we pray, and also when we talk about the fundraising and we project our intentions to the universe. The universe tends to align towards our intentions, or towards your declared intention.
You're really absolutely right because when you do the prayer, okay, your mind is set, right? Your mind, what you're praying about, is set. And when your emotion follows, like you said, when your emotion, you really support it, you just want to see that happening. Whatever your intent is, for healing, for prosperity, for people, when your emotion is together with it, as if when you pray it as like as it did happen, we tend to feel that. We have the mind, the mindset. That's what you pray for. Let's say we pray for the welfare of Africa and all Africans, right? Our emotion should be as if it's done. We can create things when we have those two together. You're right. Yes, just like the prayer. When you pray and having this collective, it seems like we're all going to say, let's say we're going to pray for Marie Antoinette. It has to be the mindset. Our mind is the healing of Marie Antoinette. Our emotion is done. That collectively, as if you can see her and healed. That's the way for me when I pray. I pray as if it's done already. So when I'm talking about this many days, it's everything that you do because people tend to have, of course, we have schedules, especially when it comes to making breads and everything else. Even at work, at your work site, uh, on Sundays, like, okay, I got this much load that's coming in. So that meeting, whether you like it or not, that's going to happen, right? Unless something unforeseen comes, you get canceled. But again, if your mind's saying, I will be very successful, it's your bread, but at the same time, you think about it to have a very successful meeting. You can envision how successful. You can envision people that's going to be on that meeting. You can envision people that's going to be against you, with you, or it's a collaboration, or it's a network, and whatever that is, you know what the outcome should be, and that's the one that you're going to be looking forward because the schedule's there. Now it's your engagement into that meeting and how the outcome should be. So that was a great example that you brought up when it comes to prayers. That's why everybody act differently or pray differently. But one set that we know, the mind is there. The mind with prayer has very specific, sometimes can be general prayers, but still your mind is already set for that prayer. But your emotion is the one that how you want to see you praying. So part of the language of the creator is as it's done. That's the confidence that puts you in that one line. And you'll see a lot of miracles. We've seen a lot of miracles in people that have been healing people. It's been done. Uh, the emotion in the mind is the same. And so that's how we're going to get engaged in mind. That's what I keep saying: eat, breathe, sleep. Africa. Yeah. Always keep it in your heart. You'll see changes coming. You'll see people going to get engaged. We're the one that really have to be the example. Yes, we got engaged. So we need to have all other brothers and sisters to be engaged in this mission. We're not political. We're not anything that can be being so-called controversial. We're trying to do the low-hanging fruits. Make sure that we can accomplish from the bottom up as organic. So what's your take on that? Munted?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, when it comes to getting from what you said in the last part, the bottom up. Yeah, I agree that puts it comes to foundations, right? Foundations.
Hmm.
The strength of a foundation is very important, and so yeah, I agree that when you build a foundation, especially now when it comes to honest foundation and when a foundation of like when you, the first question you asked about planning, all that thing is
Hmm.
just it all just aligns to that, like from the it all aligns to when you talk about the bottom up, like when you build your foundation, when you plan well, and when you project your intentions to the universe through prayer or any other means, just speaking about it is actually also very important. People tend to not do this, and people, when you have maybe you're afraid of your dreams or you're afraid of your ambitions, and so you keep it to yourself and you don't project it to the universe, or you don't say it. It becomes much more difficult. Like, that is just personally what I've seen, that once you just be open about what you want, and just say, this is where I want to be, this is how I'm planning, even about your plans, opening about your plans, and maybe even
Hmm.
how you're going to build it, how to build your whatever you're building, or how you that's a solid foundation to me. That's a solid foundation to build anything worthwhile.
Right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Our foundation. How strong. The stronger the foundation is. And this is all the talks that we were talking. All the teaching, sharing information from one another, open to a lot of ideas. All these are the one that create this solid foundation. Because have you noticed when you put the cement, right? When you lay down the foundation, when you got all the iron that you need, all the bars that you need, and then you pour the concrete. And the concrete, as you pour it, okay, got so many bubbles in it. You know what I mean? And what do you do in order to get those bubbles? Are sort of ideas that we have in the foundation itself. So what you do is, when we all understand which way we're going, having all these solution to problems, we all vibrate at the same frequency. So literally, actually, you insert a vibrator inside the concrete, and that vibrator will pop those little pockets of air. So it's going to be solid concrete. So we're the one, not just pouring the concrete, but we're the one that's going to be vibrating in order to have that good foundation. When we vibrate on a higher frequency, when we vibrate on a higher level, that's what you call really love. Love vibrates on a high frequency. And I'll take a discussion on those, because one of the thing is, when you are so happy, let's say, you know, you love your mom, your parents, and you didn't see them in a long time, and when you come to meet again, when you look at them, you're already on a high vibration. When they greet you, they are on a higher vibration that embrace the two as one, welcoming the son, you welcoming to see your parents. That's when you are on the highest vibrating level. When people fall in love, sometimes you vibrate so high and think of that person like nothing can stop you from doing whatever you want to do, because now you're vibrating on a higher level. These are the key of us to vibrate on a higher level. And frequency, when I talked about it, anything that you said, that's why I said there are certain words that you don't want to say. One of the words are confused, confusion. The other word that I would say is hate. The more you pronounce the word hate, because that part, it has the key ingredient to really bounce back to you, because it's emotional. When you say, "Oh, I hate this," you are really not just saying the word, but you associate your emotion along with it. And sometimes you probably putting the wrong hate on the wrong person, because he didn't understand him. You're creating a hate while he's protecting that loves him. So that ricochet will hurt you back. Whatever that you said, anything that comes out from your mouth, you better be careful, especially because it's not living anywhere. It's still within the world. It's just like radio frequency. I always tell you, when you make a conversation, all that, your word is carried through the electricity, right? It's a radio frequency, and then it goes to that person and come back. Can you imagine all the other thing that we don't know, and it comes back again because it vibrates? Have you noticed, if you are quiet and don't say anything in front of somebody that want to fight you, if you don't say nothing and you're not responding to it, you might be aggressive. Come to it, then there's no word exchange. The minute the words start exchanging, those ricochet back and forth, back and forth. These are the ones that's going to enticing people. And I'm just giving you an example. People facing to one another. But imagine people that are apart on different medium, and then they start texting you, they start sending information. Really, it's not going to stick to you. But they start talking to you and you listen to them, then it affects you, and as well affect the people that are listening around, so in surrounding. So that's why I keep saying you might as well have a good thing to come out from your mouth. And especially when you say I'm confused, you're turning off your computer, basically confused, basically telling your mind, your spirit, everything, that I can do nothing about it, even though you have a solution. But if you say I don't understand it, let me find a solution, it's different. You're not confused. You're still looking for a solution. But the word being used flagrantly, the signal in your mind, since emotion is involved, it will shut down. It doesn't give you the solution. But if you say, I try to understand it, I try to find another solution, then you're still on the positive, still there, because that's the word that came out from your mouth. And hate always, when you create it as emotion, every time that you say hate, everything that you have about love is just about to depart, because now you're replacing it without knowing it. You think you just said I hate, but at the same time you think you love, but you're losing certain value what you have inside of you. So that's how you practice love. Does it make sense, on Tizzy? Or any comment from anybody?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you, I'm I'm going to be quoting the Bible a lot because that's basically the only spiritual book I've ever read. But I'm looking to read more. But I think it was when people were talking about what what about the unclean foods, right? I think they were talking to Jesus about unclean foods, and he said that. What enters your mouth is of no importance. That it can leave your body, but what gets out of your mouth, that comes from a different place, you know. So yeah, I think you at that point he was referring to words, as you said. We should not say hate. We shouldn't say like why nigga confused or something like that, because words, things that come out of the mouth, like what Jesus was referring to, they come from a more powerful place within us, and that's why people we always when especially when religious occasions, or when you're feeling down or something like that, or you're going through tribulations, you are always encouraged to declare, that this obstacle won't stop me. Openly declare it, right? Because there is power in your words. So yeah. So that's why we should be very careful about the type of declarations or energy we say. That when you say you're confused, that is, that, or the other words. Sometimes even when you're angry, and there's usually the advice that the elder generation tell us, that when you're angry and you don't have anything good to say, best be silent, right? Because
Yeah, be quiet.
yeah,
Just be quiet. Yeah, no good to come out from your mouth. Be quiet. And that's
yeah,
the issue that we experience in today's world. And specifically, I would say that because today's world is texting a lot. I heard there was this girl that can text, what, 14,000 words a month or something like that. You know, this was
13,000 words.
5 years. Words per month. She texts 14,000 words a month, and she was so-called the fastest girl that can type that fast. Okay, in a month. So imagine, the people that are slower. We got 4,000 words that you text. Now it seems like everybody wants to text. For anything, to say hello, you're texting. To do that, you're texting. So this texting world made people really mute. They only express themselves through writings. But when they start opening their mouth, since they didn't practice that, holistic discussion, they can snap, just like in the text. But you are interacting with the other, with another individual, with the human. So that part is getting really tricky, on how we're communicating. And you always
Yeah,
see the emboldenment of people saying whatever they want to say on the text without really yielding to the feelings. They just typed it. But if they were on the phone, they don't get away with it. You see what I mean? It's right there and there. The bottle is there. You see what I mean? But if it is one way, the other one also picks it up and it hurts you more when it comes to conflict. So we have to practice as a whole. Whatever that comes out from our mouth, really think about it twice. If it is very hurtful, you know, we need to. That's how we're gonna start caring for one another. Just say, hey, you know what? I might have a dispute with him, but I really wish him to be dead or wish him ill. You understand?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
we're gonna stop. That's how we're gonna start protecting each other. You know, it's like if I say this word, is it gonna hurt him? Okay, and that ricochet back, is it gonna hurt me because I saw myself hurting him? You see, you got a higher self within yourself. So that is up to you. Do not conclude fast without all the facts. You know what I mean? But we human, we got that problem. So, in fact, the African culture, the African history advise you so. It's not just in the Bible, but the African culture teach us that. There are a lot of African elders are very wise. We have a lot of history. It's just we need to practice it. We need to make sure that they come up front and be the guide because it did originate in Africa by Africans. So whatever that's best for us is already been experienced, has been already there when it's set, and take advantage of it, especially conflict resolutions. Africa has that. I'm talking about the whole Africa. If you go to the village level, we have a sort of conflict solution because we human have we can get very conflicting. My way, the highway, you know. But let's find a solution that we can both take advantage of our existence on this earth and help others along with it. That's positive. So, like you said,
Yeah.
whatever that comes out from your mouth, you gotta watch it. So that was me, you. We're on the same boat. Anybody on the comment? I'm gonna pick on Tanzan and Marie Antoinette. Sam is there, and Sam, um, and I want to welcome also uh, Rahel. Thank you so much. And I just put Tanzan to join the stream. Okay, but again, uh, Marit is there. Hey, anybody that can join us, please do so. I'm going to refresh that page, see where we at.
You got me thinking about a lot about the words because even you look at in the morning, right? In the morning, when you start your day and you meet somebody for the first time, you say good morning, right? You are, these are just things that we might take for granted, but these are what's coming out of your mouth is these are just positive, and it's expected for you to say because you're declaring that power. There is power. There is a power that when you start saying, "Hey, good morning," you're declaring good morning on this person, and that person tells you good morning back, and it becomes, you know, or
A
a good
positive
day,
thing
or that. Yeah,
because your wish are from the inside. It's emotional, and your mind is saying, "You saw him, say hello." Greet him. So you are really in the path of good wordings, even hi. You know, the, just say hi. That right there uh, is greeting that comes from the inside. Hey, hi, how you doing? Acknowledgement that really put us
yeah.
on the higher
But
level of communication.
what do you think? Well, that's actually a good point, interesting point you made when you say hi, like the shortening of the words, like good morning. Maybe it gets shortened and shortened. Do they still hold the power they did? Like,
For me, in my experience, the word hi, okay, uh, now that we are really global, right? You don't know when you address is good morning on that side, good afternoon, good evening. That's why I keep saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because everybody within his time zone is different time. You see what I mean? And I specifically address it for the good morning, for the good afternoon, and good evening. So that right there is identification that even when you propagate or broadcast in a larger. But when you say hi, right? Hi has the same flavor. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not sure if it is good morning to you or good afternoon. You know, and they kind of use that. And the other one that is very popular now, coming in on emails and stuff like that, is like, "Hey, Biggie," you know, it starts that way. "Hey, Biggie." Basically, he's calling me uh, with no greetings. You see, but when he say hi in shorten and become a greeting, because the understanding of hi is on a high level, is high. So it's addressing you, but it's not formal. And a lot of us can get lost in these words. When somebody say, "Hey, Mondatezi, how are you?" Right? The word "how are you" after that, that means, you know, he's telling you, "Hey, Mondate, pay attention. How is your morning?" You know, kind of like that. You know what I mean? But that word "hi," you know, is kind of international. Really, people on any part they know hello and hi. You know, they are welcomed. You see what I mean? But I heard something about hello. I don't remember. You know, just the fact that it says hello. But that that is something that we need to find certain definition and behind it. You know what I mean? Because the fact it says hello. You know, and I try to. Well, when you answer the phone and say hello, it
Yeah.
amazes me. That word is more telephonic. Or if you got in the mass, you go to places. Hello, everyone. You know what I mean? You kind of put it, uh, but it's still positive because you're really addressing in a good way. You're greeting uh, the populace when it comes to hello. And
Yeah,
the
but you know, you
keyword,
know, you know, you know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, there's the hey and hello, but in I don't know. I think this is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's different in Western societies, but I think in African and Asian societies, there is a way of addressing elders who are elder than you. You see, you just don't go with the hello. There is a there's a specific protocol, and then maybe those who are your age or young, then you can pull off the hello or
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes, you're right. I mean, now when you address an elder, I mean, you know, things change a little bit. You know, uh, uh, certain African languages they articulate on how you greet them. Okay, it's like even in Amarinya, instead of saying ante is for younger men, you know, or maybe your colleagues, you know, you can address him as ante. But when he's an elder person, you say ante. So even the words change, you know, the way you address them. There are specific way of addressing the elders, and this is, you know, within all of our cultures, how we address elders from the young. You know what I mean? It's it's more even it pays attention on how you're gonna address them, and you show your respect, because it always said respect your elderly. You know, it's throughout Africa. I mean, it's maybe I would say universal, but certain languages really identify the uh, like French. French, they have also the elders. You know, you can say vous. When you say vous is for uh, addressing elderly or respectfully. In general, they will start talking to you as vous, respectively, and then after they get to know each other, they say, "Why you vous? Why me? You know, why you say vous to me?" You can say tu, which is the ante, the way the Ethiopians are. So our language is really has a various way to address the hello and the good morning, the good evening, and all that is become general. But when you are really identifying the elder, you would start talking uh, a different tone and as well different way to address it in writings. You know, it's like if you don't know the person, you say Mister So and so, Mrs. Somebody, and all that has to do with the way we communicate. All that is really good if we maintain it. You see what I mean? Even when you're addressing the text aspect of it, you know, we should be very respectful of each other. Not that I expect you to call me Antu or Anta, just the addressing you talking to another individual. He might be older than you, and at the same time, showing that those respects is very important because that's our African heritage. You know, how you say it in Swahili, Undatezi?
Well, greetings. Uh, I think it depends on exactly. It actually changes when you talk to the elders. When you talk to the elders, it's you say maybe shikamo. That's for the elders, and then maybe younger people is when you say maybe the habari. You know, the slang. You can now go towards slang but when it comes to the elders, it's shikamo. Then they say, you know, mahaba,
Mm.
which
And
I think
so,
it's the same. Yeah,
do you
it's the
have
same
a
even in
specific, like, do you have a specific gender identification? Not gender,
ah Swahili.
a
Okay,
way.
Swahili doesn't. From what I see, Swahili isn't for. I don't think there's a lot of Swahili doesn't have a lot of gender specific when you can't unless you like you go out of your way and specify that you're speaking to, you know, they have to actually add a word of the gender.
Hmm.
But usually you can talk to the same way you talk to a lady is the same language, just the same way you can talk to a man. The only thing is specific maybe is size. Size is it's size specific. That is where maybe things are when something is bigger or smaller. That's how the languages can the what is it? The prefix changes. The language the
Right.
prefix of the language changes a lot when according to size, but not according to gender. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does it have a Mister and Mrs. when you address?
Yeah. It has a Mrs. It has a Mr. and Mrs. That's
Right.
yeah.
And on top of that,
Yeah,
when you say in English, basically, it's Mister and Mrs. Miss. You know, that's how you can address, right? But in Swahili, do we have that really specific gender and as well give them higher? Like for us in Mariña, you say ato. You see what I mean? You got ato in front of like Mister, right? And as well for the lady, you address them Wezero or Wezerit. Okay, Wezero is for a lady that's married. Okay, and Wezerit is the one unmarried, and it has that classification and understanding who you're talking to from the addressing point. And then when it comes to gender, it will come different uh, way of addressing. Do you have that in Swahili?
Nah, I think Swahili is a bit more. I think Swahili is we have Mr. and Mrs. But no, because Swahili has. I think Swahili is is a combination of Bantu and Arabic languages. So you find that in things like Mr. and Mrs. That's actually, it borrows from the Arab. So you find that they'll just be the same with Arabic culture when it comes to Mr. and Mrs. But when you look at the Bantu side, the Bantu language, they don't have Mr. and Mrs. It's just, the back in the day, like the names. Your name can tell you when somebody talks like a woman. Her name, she will carry the name of the like you carry the name of your husband. So like maybe Mekatilili wa Menza or something. That's Menza was her husband. So you tend to know directly just by the name is that this is just Mrs. Menza. So I think but Swahili is also there are different dialects of Swahili. So the Kenyan Swahili we speak here is a lot of, it's really Bantu. It's really been put there's a lot of Bantu words in. We put it in. I think in Tanzania it's a bit, they have a little bit more. Although Swahili is Swahili, but Kenyan Swahili has been really mixed with a lot of indigenous words or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I gotta ask Paul, and again, that's the good thing. We got different hosts that specialize.
Yeah. They can give actually thinking about Paul. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking about him in mind. Is like, what would he say? In Tanzania, because Tanzania they speak the pure Swahili, not the pure, the one that is. You know what? I can't say Tanzania because there are people in the coast, so they speak also a lot of, especially towards Lamu, they speak a lot of pure Swahili. They speak a lot of, in fact, it's a different level of Swahili, because Swahili in the Lamu, when you go towards Lamu, the Swahili changes drastically. It's not slightly, you won't understand what these guys are saying, but they are speaking in Swahili. Then when you go to when you go southwards, it changes. Then when you go inland, it also changes because now there are more Bantu words added. There are more. So yeah, there are different variations. So I'll really like to know about Hopefully Paul can come and give us his Tanzanian Swahili. We compare it. We see. But yeah. But when it comes to gender, Swahili I've never seen Swahili have too much to talk about gender. Basically, I've never seen. I know. In fact, I even know. There is because Mr. and Mrs. in Swahili is Bwana na B. That means
Bwana na B.
But Bwana is Mr. B is Mrs. Or Binti.
If you say Bwana. If you say Bona is Mr. and Bonabi is Mrs.
I know, and B is Mrs.
Just B.
Yeah. B I.
So can you address Rahel Raz? How are you gonna call her?
Like then there's also the fact that is she married? Oh, Mrs. is married, right? Yeah. So yeah. B Raz. I think B is Miss. Then Binti.
So you call her B Rahel?
Yeah, B Rahel or B Raz,
B Raz. So you take the Raz, not the first name.
Nah. I think it follows the same rules as what is it? Is it
English?
The Arabic script? Not the Arabic script. Yeah, English. Is it is Latin script or? Yeah, I think I've forgotten. I think this was talked about last week or something. They were talking about the difference between how Swahili and copied a lot from Yeah, it was actually in the Swahili session, or was it? It was with the
Or Ryan
professor.
said miss. She's not married. So
Graz. No,
I
no, no.
think
It's Biraz. It's not Graz. It's B-I Raz.
B.I. Raz for Mrs. Or no, for Miss.
Yeah. B-I. Okay, I think I'm confusing it with Binti. I'm just gonna Google it right now because I know Binti is.
Love it. Ryan, he's gonna get you the answer. That's what we like about Somali Nation. You ask, he'll get the answer.
Yeah.
That's so fun. He's still gonna Google it.
Nah, I don't want somebody going out there and saying the wrong thing and saying, "Oh, it's Mundatezi who taught me."
Especially comes from Miss, you know. And
Yeah.
you're lucky it comes from a Miss. Imagine for Mrs. You'd be in trouble.
No. Binti means daughter. Yeah, it's B. It's B. It's B. Binti means daughter. So yeah. So
Bintiraz?
yeah, no, it's Biraz. It's Biraz. B
Biraz.
means
Okay.
yeah. I was wrong.
If it is
When you say
Mrs.
Binti, you're calling her, yeah. You're calling her daughter.
Daughter, Binti.
Yeah.
So I can say I got 3 Bintis.
Oh, Binti. Oh, no. Binti means daughter. Yeah, actually, I was right. I was just right. Binti means daughter or miss or girl or young lady.
Oh, okay. So when you address her, you're gonna say Binti or B?
Yeah, B now means Mrs. When you're married. Binti means like you're not married. You're young. You're a young lady.
Young lady.
Daughter. Yeah.
So you call her Binti Raz?
Yeah. If Raz is married, yeah, you call her Binti Raz.
Okay.
If she's married, if she's not married, it's Binti Raz. If she's married, it's B Raz. Yeah. So it's Binti Raz.
Hey, there you go. A fast way to learn the first addressing, how you address in Swahili. Live from Diaspora Talk, but today is not Diaspora Talk. I don't know how this thing came in. I had it ready, and then I cannot find certain information that I put together, and I'm like, what happened to my link? So this was, I think, done last week, and then I thought I put it all together for it, but I launched it. But our family knows exactly how to follow us. You see that? When we're live, the family join. The family join. I'm so glad. I'm so glad everybody joined on this one. And the other question that I have on the Swahili Nation, when we put certain information out there, and if we need to replay it, is there any solution that you may suggest, Mondatezi? Like, a certain few highlights. If we have a highlight that we want to say, and put it on a highlight of the week, because I really want to know, from our audience, from the comment section also, is that every show has its own agendas and stuff, and on the highlight part of what it can be taken out of that conversation, do you want to leave it up to the audience to comment on the final comment? Because this is something new that I'm trying to explore. It's like a little recap, what we talked about.
Previously, previously, or Diaspora Talks, or
Pastor Ezra on the education, or anybody, Tanzan. I think, what do you guys think, to have a kind of recap of what's being commented? Because sometimes we do part 1 and part 2. And on the part 1, that you have, sometimes you get an overflow on the part two, as to address what we talked about last week and what we're talking about now as a follow-up. I think we should put it in somewhere in our comment what we discussed about on the past. I just need a feedback from Sam, Rahel, Tanzan, Marit, those that joined us on the comment section. What would you suggest so the audience be engaged? Because right now my topic for this month, actually for the month of July, my topic is be engaged. It's about engagement. Are we engaged to whatever that we worked from all family members, whether they're on the panel, whether they're on the comment, the viewing. We want to make sure that we are going in the same path, because I can get engaged, you're engaged, the whole host is engaged, but at the same time, the rest of Africa and as well the diaspora being engaged. So this month topic will be being engaged, because if we're all engaged and we're all going to be pledging for offices to be established, that will give us also a feedback where we lack on advertising, where we put our information out there. So I think family would be a great asset on we give solutions, and some of the solutions might get even better if we get a feedback from the audience. What do you think, Mundatezi? And also as well, on your comment, Sam, Rahel, that you have engaged, because this month topic today is July 2nd is be engaged. So all our topics should be around engagement, how we get engaged, and what makes people to be engaged on any mission. Oh, Tanzan came. Welcome, Tanzan.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I did a shortcut on the studio entrance. I didn't get it through the diaspora talk. I just went through, Mondatezi.
Yeah, I started the day late today, so I'm sort of trying to catch up with 1,000 things. So yeah, it's still weird, getting this new schedule, even for the programs. I was so used to the late night programs. Now it's in the middle of the day, so I'm
right
adjusted.
Oh yeah. One of the things that we said, we accept changes and we adapt.
Yeah, well, the people who see this title will be very shocked when they come to the discussion.
But the good thing is Mundatezi showed up.
Yeah, at least he showed up and explained.
He's on my show. Oh my God!
There, I thought either I had the wrong day, or that that you were sitting in.
It said July 2nd at 2 p.m. He said July 2nd, and I just went on it.
Sorry?
You said July 2nd, so
No,
I said that was mine.
I tuned in. Oh, okay, yeah. So no, I thought it was Sunday. I was like, oh wait, Hidden Hand. I thought that's usually on Sunday. So
right. But the beauty is, we still have a family that follows that. They know when we're live. So the awesome thing,
yeah, and it doesn't
they always
really
get things
matter,
whenever we are live.
Yes, and people are always just going to tune in, no matter the show. I mean, the topic, because we have such a wide variety. So even if you come in and you take from it, you're still going to have a good discussion and learn. So the people who came in today can come again tomorrow and for the
exactly.
right family.
Tomorrow you do diaspora. On the Tezi.
Yeah.
Pick the schedule. You do
Yeah,
the
tomorrow
diaspora
you do
talk
the
tomorrow.
No. Tomorrow we're doing what Africa reproductive abortion. You know, the thing is, we prepared a lot for this topic, abortion and reproductive rights. It's like there's a lot of
Right.
preparation. Even Tanzan is already informed, and so Marie Antoinette, she's going to be, you know, I've already informed her that so she was supposed to join. So yeah, so you know, it's going to be a big. So yeah, it's going to be a big topic. So you know, there's a lot of preparation that has gone through it. So you know, as you said,
But you
as you talked
guys,
about in the yeah.
you guys missed the recap yesterday. I just want to
Nah,
say, you know, it was
I know.
amazing show yesterday.
No, I didn't miss it. I was in the background.
No, I saw
that's what
you.
I watched it. I
No,
watched
been participating, you know, because I thought you guys gonna be coming in just to question God power, his brother from another mother.
yeah.
The way BJ yesterday was hilarious, and the way we said about music, we delivered on the Friday night, and that was awesome, you know. But the way the Swahili Nation One Africa is started, the real history on the ground with a witness, someone that's been there, okay, someone that saw from a young motivators and all the way to today shows. And when God Power said, you know, we come a long way, and here you are. I'm very proud of you. He said, how come you didn't tell me before? You know, he said, no, there was a tough love. You know, I got to keep pushing you. It was amazing. It was an amazing conversation. In fact, he's going to come back on Monday, and also we're going to make another kind of a comedy show. And that'll be God Power. That's going to be telling us all the funny stories on what happened. So we're going to make a schedule again. Hopefully he's not going to beat up Mika on Monday. It was hilarious. I think it was a very fun Friday that we always wanted to see. What's your
Yes.
feedback?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, it reminded me of those times when we would just call in and we'd have like a nice chill session. There wouldn't be too much serious on the, you know, on the agenda. We'd just sit back and just talk. And just have a nice chat. So yeah, it was very interesting and funny program. I enjoyed it. So thank
I
you.
like the wingman. The wingman.
Yes.
When the Daisy.
Yeah.
He's a
Did you
brilliant
hear about the
wingman.
wingman? Yeah.
I missed that part.
Basically, you know, when one of them goes on date, right? I think this is a pretty much African style, right? So one of them, they're like going out on a date. One of them has the girl that he's dating with, and he takes him as a wingman to help him out to have this date be successful. Basically, your job is, if your buddy has a girl, and you should be taking all the criticism and make the girl laugh. So you're the wingman. So God's power said, well, every time I have him on my wing side, he blows it up, and I never get successful for the follow up on the date. He said he owes me a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
that's what Mika messed up on. So he said whenever Mika makes him his wingman, he makes sure that Mika is successful with his date. So that was the funny one, the wingman. That was the funniest. He said at the end, Godfather said, you owe me a wife and two children. And then come to find out, God Power has twins all over the his family line. So we said, well, he only owe you one wife because it's guaranteed to have a twin. Oh my God! Yesterday was
Yeah,
amazing. The way,
I understand the comedy.
yeah,
I
and this
understand the
is live
comedy
too.
now.
Yeah, you know,
The two
and
of
this
them
was live.
are so funny together. They should make love
Yeah,
again.
it's not even host a discussion or anything else, but this is live and show the world how he got started, where Mika got started with all these things that he told him that God showed him a vision with people filled in the stadium, and he was the one in front of the stadium talking to them. And now I found it, if Mika said it, randomly in conversation, you probably lose the senses. You just keep listening on what he says. But when it was said by a witness that you got woken up in the middle of the night and Mika telling him what the message is, it's big. This thing didn't come from Mika. It came from God Power. And God Power said that's when he knew that Mika is chosen for this mission. And it was right there, you know. There's no if, hesitation, nothing. It was just told yesterday how Mika got started. And here we are now talking about creating and having our own office. This is it. You know, this is where all the audience comes. This is where everybody start understanding by having this office that we have an actual address for Swahili Nation One Africa. It's not Mika's address. It's not Mika Shabala's address. This is an office. This is a foundation that's going to be building the future of Africa. We are the power behind it. We, as all collectively networked to be at this level. I think we should all applaud for each other and embrace each other. Just for the fact that we are able to even have this foundation fund, GoFundMe, that is right there as 3,240. I mean, I said even yesterday, if you're not really in it, just make sure that you put it in there. Oh, Marie Antoinette is joining. Hi, Marie Antoinette. How are you?
How are you? How are
Thank you
you?
for joining us. Doing
Oh,
good, doing good.
Hi,
my
Maria Antoinette.
pleasure.
Welcome,
Hi,
welcome.
Tanzan. Hi, Wanda
Hi.
Tasi. Hi. Yeah, my body is on strike, but it's okay. I was a little, I know the word confused is banned, but I think I was confused because I thought that the abortion topic was tomorrow. I didn't realize that it was today.
No, it was supposed to be tomorrow on my list on the broadcast. When I picked the subject, it was July 2nd, and I'm like, whoa, And now Mondatezi tells me, no, that's tomorrow. But anyway, we started the conversation, so I don't want to kill it. So the abortion part and all that is going to be tomorrow still.
Okay.
Sorry for my apology for the confusion, and thank you again for joining me because I would have been all by myself talking to everybody with nobody.
It's my pleasure.
My family caught up. They understood. Sam didn't catch me yet. Sam didn't catch me yet, but
Oh.
he would say now that he heard it, he's probably going to say something about it. But it's fun. But I'm glad that you joined. It was fun yesterday, and we're gonna do it again on the recap. is going to be a fun night because yesterday I laughed so hard. It was just, it was so funny.
Yeah, yesterday was amazing.
It was amazing, amazing. So he's going to come on Monday again for interview. So we'll see that. But I think we're going to be booking a comedy night for next Friday. Hopefully he'll join us, and he's the main actor, GP and Mika. Both of them are gonna be at it. We'll have a little comedy, and hopefully we'll have more musicians coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still searching, trying to. There was some kind of copyright, maybe that might be it's not a copyright, but the song is not out yet, and that was a portion that he wants to put in. And I told him, I said, you might as well talk to the band and say, hey, you'll have a clip of 2-3 minutes, and just for Swahili Nation One Africa, in our support, and we'll always welcome. And I told him he owes me a song for Swahili Nation One Africa. He said he putting me under pressure. I said, well, be engaged. It's not just the talk. So he wanted to resist, but he knew what I meant because he's African, and he always strive to find solution for African affairs. So he's one of the guys that really look into things differently. And I asked him, if they can put a Swahili Nation One Africa songs. That'll be great. It's a long shot, but I really want to have on little music, specifically for Swahili Nation One Africa.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
So what do you think about the learning about Swahili now that we got Tanzan? Okay. It took us a while to get some of the word. He had to Google, in order to get the Miss and Mrs.
When it comes to the language, I'll yield to Paul firstly and then Tezi secondly, because for us, the Swahili gets better the closer you are to the coast. And when you get to Tanzania now, it's just the pure Sanifu Kiswahili. So Paul's is the best. And then when the Tezi is near the coast, so they also get, some of that good Kiswahili. So if Tezi doesn't know it, I definitely don't. I'm probably more like a Sheng sort of aberration. Yeah, that's what we speak in the city.
Yeah.
But I can still communicate. I've called into Paul's shows a couple of times, and they can understand me because my language is terrible, my Swahili. But I have more difficulty understanding them because they speak the proper Kiswahili. So I have to, put my proper, language shoes on what they speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Because as you further live out of the continent, most of the language, like my Amarinya, if I go back, I mean, I can communicate, I can understand everything, but some of the slangs now, new slangs that comes in, or the formalities in certain area become a very formal, and it can get difficult, but I never get lost with it, and like you don't, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start
you can
learning
make it around.
another version. I call it, let's say here, the American Amarinya versus the Ethiopian Amarinya that is in the land. The same base, we still have the same verbs and everything, but some of the words and some of the key slangs keep changing, and that, is on all generation throughout Africa. The language that you have spoken in Africa versus abroad is different because it has also your community size. You have a larger community, and you can still practice Swahili. You can still practice those languages. You still catch up because of the newcomers, and as well, people that went back, and they'll tell you, hey, this word and that word, and you get to communicate with that. And one of the largest community in here in the East Coast is the Ethiopian community. So our language, we really talk pure Amarinya. Even our children, they get to speak the Amarinya. But again, when you start going home and going different regions, it can be a little bit different because the outskirt will be really practicing the real Amarinya, and the city will be really in the slang and different way of composition of the word and what it means. But in general, since it's based on one a common language and that got created from the goods and came about spreading, still got that base in it, so it never lose the base.
So, do the children from who are born here, do they also learn the language, or do they just speak English?
Well, most of them, I was very impressed that most of them know words, and even though they might not be fluent, they listen because we promote in the house to speak the language. Even though we speak the English, taking it from my children now, they, the oldest one, she is fluent. And I can say she can speak well, and she understands. But there are certain words that she doesn't know because she never heard it. We talking about those words, but in general, they listen. They listen very well, and a lot of the Ethiopian family encourage the kids to learn. And in fact, I went to graduation, and there's this high school that promotes the cultural dances of Ethiopia. It's on a high school base. I was very impressed. I mean, these kids were dancing it just the way it's supposed to be danced, and for them to take extra curriculum time to practice it, that really impressed me. So there's exposure. They've been on weddings, they've been on a lot of other graduations and a few things. So those kids kind of have that Amarinya background. They speak their languages.
Oh, that's good. That's good
Yeah,
because it's usually
we
very
try.
difficult to continue the tradition in a new land. Most of the time, by the second or the third generation, they have forgotten the
Hmm.
language and customs and all that. So that's a good thing that they're encouraging
Yes,
that. Yeah. And sometimes
we
also people
encourage.
like go back and maybe spend a couple of weeks in the country and come back, like they do with Israel and so on. They have like people go back and forth, and those exchanges I think are very important for young people. So it exposes
Very
them to
much.
a bigger culture. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the most important thing that I learned in general when it comes to in the U.S. Yes, they're born in the U.S., but at the same time, they know how to practice throughout the culture, including greetings. How to greet elderly, how you do speak to elderly, even though you don't speak very fluent. You have specific way of saying hello, and I see it across that still it has a stronghold. And whenever it comes to Ethiopian issues, um, they got their ears up. They want to know on what's going on. Sometimes there are questions that may not answer, but they always wish for the best. They always support these kind of movements. So, which gives you a very good hope in the future of supporting the continent itself. And most of the time, when it comes to Ethiopian issues, a lot of kids know about it, but they don't talk about it. But when they reach certain age, they become really very active talking about it. And I'm talking about it's a young generation again. Looking at everything under 30, too much, they're getting exposed. That's what I would say. And then the rest, on the first generation, of course, that's why this influence go through the family. So we try to teach as much as we can, especially practice the language.
Oh, yeah, that I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to preserve our culture, not just on the continent but outside as well. I've seen they had a Sudanese cultural dance as well. I liked going to those ones. They had like in LA they had the African Festival, and they have music and dances from different places. And it's the young people who are going to continue the culture. The older people are supposed to hand it over to them, and it's them to carry and to practice and to learn those things. So it's really nice when they have the traditional dances and the clothes and the costumes and all that, and you're like, yeah, you can't be where you want to be all the time, but at least you can preserve some of the things that made you who you are. And that's a very optimistic outlook. I'm glad about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one also, the very strong one, is the Eritrean community. Eritrean community is very strong, also teaching the kids how to speak Tigrinya and different languages actually within the culture. And I saw them dancing and really being in. I remember when we had our kids about 4, 5. You'll see an Eritrean parent holding his kid on his shoulder, dancing the dance. So they've been exposed ever since they're little. You know what I mean? And it's a great thing. The Eritrean community is very strong also into really teaching the language and the culture and all the food. Of course, the food. You grow with it. They know that's what the first generation feeds you anyway. So you'll have all the food exposure and as well the culture. So that's another thing that I would say about Eritreans also. But there's one thing that I don't know where this thing came. Rayal is like, Biggie, you should sing too.
I've heard the song and the dances, so maybe do us a little ditty.
And I'll tell you, I did a weird karaoke because I had some Vietnamese guys that went out on one of those nights, and I mean, these guys have food, drink, and music, so they love karaoke. So they said, Ephraim, you read the French, right? Why don't you come and join us? I said, I don't speak Vietnamese. They said, no, you read the French, just read it and just follow the tone. So I just started saying, reading it, and I don't understand what I was saying, but at the same time, they were translating it. So they gave me this part where I was just supposed to repeat that word over and over. And this is a karaoke, and their karaoke, they're serious. I mean, these guys are serious when they when they sing. For me, here I am. I'm just joining the group, and I'm the only black in there. And as you know, my voice is deep. So I start singing along with them, but repeating that specific word because they said my voice will fit that. By the time I end up singing it, when I got out, they all called me, oh man, you should sing Barry White songs. For now you're Vietnamese Barry White. So that's what I got.
Wait, they say that your Vietnamese is very white.
Very white. Vietnamese very white. Because that was the only sentence that I did, and it was like I got a standing ovation, and everybody's like, "Oh, we didn't sing it." They said, "No, him," and everybody was pointing at me. Yeah, I used to.
They're very serious about that karaoke. They don't play. They're serious.
They don't play. Oh my God! And I was kind of almost on sweat, I don't want to mess up their music, because you listen to everybody. Sometimes when you listen without seeing the person, and you know that song, and you're like, wow, and you turn around, yeah, that's not the original singer. That's a Vietnamese guy singing, and that goes Vietnamese, Korean, especially Philippines. Philippines are also very serious about karaoke's, and I mean, these guys can sing. These are English songs, and in the Vietnam they had some French song, so it was easy for me to read it. because their writing is it's like French, it's French writing on the back, but I didn't understand what I was saying all the time, but I just repeated it the way it's said. So one day, once I practice a little bit, I'll pick a song then and see if I can do a little karaoke on stage. Common attraction, keep in tune.
Comedy and music. Nice.
Yeah, Biggie and music.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So did they understand the English they were singing? Did they understand English?
No, not really. But the guys that was singing, yes, they do understand the meaning, especially the one that was singing in English.
Oh,
In fact,
okay.
they're really good. But there are some people that are listening don't get the word. They know the music. They know the music, but some of the words is like a little bit vague for them, including to if you listen to music, if you don't really go through the lyrics and start understanding, you don't capture it. You just capture the music itself. But yeah, they do, especially the one that was singing it. They know the music. They've been here in the country for over 15, 20 years, so they were really good at it.
Okay. I always just wonder because they are singing in English, but some of them don't speak the language, so it's always interesting to me. But that's the power of English and music, that you don't have to know what they're singing. You just feel that it's good music, and that's all you need.
Yeah. But if you really sit down and ask them what they sing about, they'll sing the song for you, but the meaning is not there. He can sing it, but he's not gonna tell you exactly word to word what he was singing about. That for sure. That is for sure. And that's what the amazing thing about a language. Okay. If you hear it over and over and practice it over and over, whether you understand the meaning or not, we human beings have the ability to mimic. We mimic real good. And if it is your passion, and again, you put your mind to it and emotion to it, definitely they'll be singing. And they can sing. That I will tell you. They can sing. Some of the top difficult music being performed on with people that are foreign. They're not. It might be a British songs like the Abbas, the Biggies, and all that. All songs, Saturday Night Live Fevers, and all that. They can sing that. I mean, it's just sometimes maybe they're a little bit better than the original singer because of their voice.
Yeah, and because they don't know the words, but they can get the passion, and eventually, they'll also understand the meaning. And yeah, that's the beauty of music. It transcends even understanding. It transcends. You just feel it, and that's it. You know it, and
Yes,
that's a powerful thing. So.
And Tanzania, you are really into music, so I just was wondering, how's your singing skill?
No, I do not sing at all. You see, there's always going to be writers need readers, so singers need people who just sit back and listen, and that's it. I'm just an ear. No,
What's your favorite song? Since we're talking about that.
A favorite song? I don't know if I have a favorite song, but if I had to pick one classic, that would be Franco Luambo Macchiadi's, any one of his songs, but the most famous one is Mario. So yeah, Mario by Franco Luambo Macchiadi, Africa. Hello?
Biggie, are you there?
Yeah, he seems to have gone off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
I'm about to go off too because today's the weekend, and have a couple of things, errands to run and so on, and then it's the holiday weekend here, so things are just going to be
You're running away from me because I asked you to hymn it out a little bit.
No, you ran out. We couldn't hear you there for a second.
No, I said, can he him it out, or just you know, couple lines that he can drop. We're gonna have a good day for the day. Tanzan just hymned
No,
a song from
no,
Franco.
that's the worst thing anybody can do. I would be doing injustice to the song. I would be just, butchering it, and I like the song too much to do that to it. But the song is Mario by Franco.
Okay,
Yes, Franco.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, it's a long one. It's one of those, because Lingala songs are not, they're even now they may be 7, 8 minutes, but in the past, those old masters, they used to do, sometimes even they used to have one side A, one song, and it's just one song continuously, sometimes 20, 30 minutes. The original Mario, I think it lasted something like 28 minutes, just one side, and they have different
Mm.
sections for it. There's a place where, sometimes they sing, sometimes it's just the drums, sometimes it's the drums and the guitar playing, sometimes it's the dancing section. So very, very involved, but always entertaining.
You know,
Uh,
they definitely, we're gonna have to get some serious copyright because we got a lot of African singers that wouldn't mind that we play some of this song in our show.
yeah, I know music is such a delicate thing, with the copyright and all that. It's almost impossible to get around. Mika was talking about when he used to do the reactions, and then he got so many, complaints or strikes or something like that. That's why, one of the reasons why he stopped.
Eh,
It's hard
What
dealing with those.
what's the minute? How many minutes can we play?
I I have no idea. I have no
You
idea.
know?
Some of them, they just need, a hint of their song, and boom, strike you down.
Wow.
Yeah, they they are terrible with that. So hopefully,
Yeah, and, because we are a nonprofit, and this
and
foundation.
sometimes I wonder why, because most of the time the people who are reacting, they're actually giving them, some exposure. They're talking about the song, and even if you don't like it, it's still some kind of publicity. I would think that if you're a musician, even if people don't like your song, any bad publicity is good publicity. So they should just be grateful that, people are actually listening to their songs and having a reaction to it, because it would be, I would think, if I was a musician and then I just released the songs and nobody ever said anything or gave you any feedback, that would be, I mean, I don't know, but I would think that they would also help, benefit from that. But no, they seem to have a very hostile attitude towards it. Well, I don't know if it's them themselves. Sometimes it's just their record companies, so it's not them in particular. Sometimes it's just, the company they work for, or yeah,
Yeah,
or
I
the
mean,
rules of YouTube,
you,
or,
you know,
it's a whole, but it's a whole mess.
yeah, and specific, some of the reaction when people do reaction on those music is because they loved it, content
Yeah.
is good, and they're talking about
Yeah,
it,
it's usually
and
a positive reaction. Nobody just sits there and
really,
saying, "Wow, this song is horrible. You hear this song, how terrible it is." It's very
yeah,
rare for somebody to react negatively to a song. If you don't like a song, you just don't listen to it. But if you
right.
listen to it and take time, you're going to say some positive things or some things that can be improved upon. So, well, we'll
I,
see.
I, w- I was just wondering, if you notice, if you're gonna go on the music side of the house, right? You'll have this techno, disco, oldies, and all that put together, and they have a whole album. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
And these are just because they don't have anybody behind. It's just recordings. They're allowed. You see what I mean? Because I doubt all these people that did all this mix music had the copyright or anything as such, because it's a lot of music put together. So I think we need to really research on some of these things where we can post. Even you don't you don't bring them on the show, but we can put them really online on some certain African music, because music is part of It's part of us, part of our culture. And these are African singers.
Oh,
And
okay, okay. I just read some of the comments. Some said that you had actually said very white, not very white.
I say Barry White.
Yeah, I thought that you were saying that it was very white, like it was a very white
Hmm.
music, the only black
And
person there.
it's funny. I love his music. I love Barry White's music. Very, very nice. Very smooth.
Yeah, yeah, he's okay. Okay. Yeah,
So
but
that's one of the things that I know you got to run, Tanzan again.
yes.
I always thank you. Thank you so
But
much. Uh,
no, thank you.
so,
It's always good to just come and catch up and have
yeah,
a little chat with with the other hosts and engage with the people. This is part of that engagement. Sometimes we might not engage as much as we want, but even just that little hello, how are you? Greetings to everyone. It still feels good. It's a positive boost to the day.
yep, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I mean that one of the thing is Montetezi joined. He jumped first, and he came, and then Marie Antoinette came.
Yes.
It makes my day. And we're not we're trying to be as professional as we can be on this broadcast and StreamYard, but at the same time, remember now we're still in the infancy of perfection. We always want to perfect on what we
Yes.
do and put the right information. And really glad that whenever you have people join in the panel and giving their thoughts, it's a positive thing. So it keeps the family afloat. The family
Yes.
understand. So again, thank you, Tanzan, for being
No,
great.
thank you. And thank you, Mother Tezi, Marie Antoinette. And
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to also have to. I'm going to have to join the Tanzania in the exit for just a few, few
Yeah,
minutes.
because again, I'm going to conclude mine also because I have an engagement. Uh, because this is the time for me to promote Swahili Nation. I have graduations all week. We got the Ethiopian soccer game. At the same time, there's another promotion that I want to put under Swahili Nation One Africa. So I have a kind of a very aggressive schedules looking at me. Especially I traveled last week, so a lot of the program that I wanted to do are in the back burner. So I'm trying to catch up as much as I can because this is the time to expose. I got a couple tomorrow in our meeting. I'm going to bring some of the suggestion. You'll be on it anyway, Tanzan and Montesi. So
yes,
we'll discuss that in length because time is an essence, and this time is to build one Africa office. We want to make sure that reach out as many people as possible, and I'm trying to print out some few prints, and I just want to make sure uh, I'll distribute those by hand, and some of them I want to put a QR codes so where people can scan and they can go right online. That's very important because again, like I was telling you, to collect $1, you spend another 45% of getting that $1 because that the guy that's going to give you $1 is going to cost him another 45% because he's going to have to think about it, where he's going to get, when he's going to make time for it. But for me, I just want to be ready and make it easy to people, you know, and they can donate uh, just by scanning it. Just scan it and you're right on the GoFundMe page, and you can see them. Hey, do you get it? Yeah, it's fine. You're gonna do it. So I got the Ethiopian soccer game is gonna be going on for the next. It's gonna start tomorrow. This is the soccer team in U.S. So they are from different state. Every year they have a match, and I probably try to get a live coverage sometimes in the week. I don't know which show, but tomorrow this is July 4th and everything is kind of tied up. But on somebody's show, I'm probably just gonna give a little glimpse of live coverage. I don't know which one of you gonna land in that one. So stay tuned. We'll see on what happened.
will do. We'll stay tuned.
Thank you so much. So you know, you got to be engaged
Yes,
to see
yes,
change.
yes.
You got to be engaged. And thank you
Engagement,
so much for
change
all of
is
you.
key. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Tazan.
No, I said like expanding on the be the change you want to be, engage in the change you want to be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's up to us now. It was a time when we looked up to other people, when we looked to the people who came before us and so on. But now it is up to us, and we will have to answer to those who come afterwards. They said you had all the information, you knew all these things, you knew all these people. What did you do with it? So yeah, we have to engage. We have to be active. We have to be at the forefront of that change.
Yeah, Rahel is leaving too. And I'll say, have a nice weekend.
All right. Yeah. Have a
Yes.
nice
Thank you
weekend,
so much, Rahel.
Sam, everyone in the chat. Thanks,
Yes.
everyone. See, so everybody has a role to play. You're telling me to sing, but I'm like, no, I don't sing. I just listen. So,
Mm.
there are some people in the chat once in a while, they hop on, but they have the comments, they react, they have that. We need that too. We need the audience and we need the performers and
One
the
of the person that
organizers.
we want to make sure he sings is Sam.
You know what?
Sam,
I stopped even trying to get him
Sam.
on. We went back and forth,
If
and
Rahel tells me to sing, I'll make sure Sam is gonna sing along because
one
he
of
was complaining about his voice.
well, he doesn't have to say. I told him all he has to do is just come on one time, even just to say hello. That's it. You don't have to do major engagement. You just come, say hello, greet,
Yeah,
and
one line. We give him one line. You got to
just the
say
one
hello.
time.
What's up? And that's it.
Yeah, habari, asante sana, all that good stuff. Yeah.
But again, Sam, we really
One day
appreciate you.
just surprise us.
You know, he said no. I, I knew he's got an expression to it.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my God. Love Sam, man. Sam, you're a good person. Believe me. Thank you so much for supporting us all the way through our shows, our comment, defending Swahili Nation, One Africa. I don't know how much we can thank Sam. Tanzan, he was on your show. I mean, on your shows and commenting, and as well Montezi. Sam shows his engagement over and over, and being with us the whole time. Marie Antoinette, the same thing. We have BJ, even Rahel, she's on. And a lot of them that are really supporting us in this mission because they feel it's their mission too. And like I said, I don't need the whole world to participate because it might be something that we think is not going to happen, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the more we work at it, the more we communicate about it, why we stand for this mission, is from Xavier. Xavier already gave us this assignment, and few of he didn't pick the whole millions of people. He only took 12 disciples to make it to what it is now. Okay, and we're supposed to be the same thing, doing something engaged for our beloved continent, and respect, the respect for blacks. I'll say it, you know, we black Africans, African Americans, diasporas, we just ask it, just simple respect. In fact, we got a lot of key places that we hold this world put together, and it should be respected. That's all. We want equal trade, equal understanding, and respect. Every African should be accounted for. Every black has to be accounted for. And those that are outside the continent, God will be with you, protect you. Because I know things that's happening. We know. We Africans, we know what happened and what's been happening. So I really appreciate for all of you that really join us. But before that, I just want to play a Mika message. It's very poignant and very informative in what we stand for. Stay tuned, and after that, I'll conclude our transmission. All right, here we go.
Usually, I never get used to read a speech, but for today, I'm gonna read a little speech that we wrote, and this will give you a full picture of what we stand for, where we are, and where we are going. It is indeed an auspicious occasion, a great honor and privilege to be here with you today to launch and celebrate a nations of union, One Africa. Swahili Nation One Africa is a global initiative founded to unite Africa, explore the abundant opportunities of growth that exist throughout the continent, harmonize ideas, and best steps to harness these for the benefit of both the young and old generations. To date, Africa remains a continent blessed with numerous resources, yet it is still the poorest in the world. There are numerous internal and external factors that causes this dissonance. The World Bank estimates that by the year 2050, sub-Saharan countries will be home to more than 1 billion people, half of whom will be under 25 years. This demographic stands the best chance at transforming the continent. The most dangerous poverty of all is mind poverty. Colonizers paralyzed Africa decades ago using the education system. The imperialists to date use the divide and rule principle. Africans have for decades been turned against each other. The family unity in Africa, which served a pivotal as a building block of human behavior and society at large, where formative values and respect and responsibility were instilled by parents, all the social order is now disintegrating. Should we sit back and continue complaining while cursing the neo-colonialists? My people, eradicating mind poverty in Africa starts by acknowledging our history, being aware of the present, building on the future, and learning from our mistakes. My people perished and being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Knowledge remains the biggest challenge we face as Africans. Even with little knowledge we possess, partly our minds have been brainwashed and misinformed. The divide and rule approach of the colonialists remain prevalent even in the current times. Africa, we have allowed ourselves to be divided along with tribes, religion, skin color, clans, ethnicity, amongst others. One Africa, we declare our diversity is our strength. We embrace unity in diversity. Generations behind us are silently pleading for direction. The time is now to reconcile with ourselves, neighbors, and the whole continent. It will be a long road to healing, but in solidarity, we break away from the chains of division and walk the path to freedom. As we forge through this era of technological revolution, Africa should concurrently embrace transformative global trends, especially targeting our education policies. We should create tech corners and replicate across the continent to acquaint professionals in Africa with different trends on education and technology aimed at connecting them with the rest of the world. Unity, peace, and love run a resounding aloe. These three sum can only come through initiative that promote equality of opportunity. Africa is the world's youngest continent with 60% of its population under the age of 25 years. Africa is an envy of the globe, accounting for 19% of the globe youth population. Let us tap into the readily available labor force of the young men and women and detract them from joining extremism. free them from taking risk journeys across Mediterranean Sea and from appalling conditions and inhuman treatment some experience in the Gulf region. We need to harness the potential of our young people. World Bank estimate that 40% of youth who join extremism are motivated by economic inequality. The exodus of our youth and other professionals through legal or illegal immigration should be a concern for all of us. Our social fabric is being broken, yet human capital is in abundance in Africa. Africans, we have the power to reverse the brain drain into skills gain. I envision an Africa where everyone gets quality education and accessible health service, where no one will be scared to show their ethnicity, religion, or belief, where everyone can traverse freely without being scared of their safety, where everyone is respected for just being a human, where love and peace are our resources for being. Giving is cherished. Sacrificing in service for the benefit of others are honored, where integrity, honesty, hard work, and result-based leadership are the core motivation for all people, especially those who lead us. One Africa needs more than just talent and passion. We need a rich network of like-minded people, dedicated professionals, experts in various fields, and vast ideas on moving forward to bring about change and prosperity to our beautiful continent, Mother Africa. For a long time, Western media and other foreign nations have manipulated and distorted the truth about Africa for their own gain. No one else can defend Africa but Africans. No one else can support or change this continent, Africa, but Africans. Africa is our home. Africa is our heritage. Africa is our pride. Africa is for Africans. That's where you clap, guys. Thank you, thank you. Collapse the borders. We, the African youth, are ready and energized to build our continent into prosperity. We have the ability to solve our own challenges without external interference and manipulation. We are advancing to reach all Africans across the planet through conversation for a better Africa. We are on a mission to defend the image and heritage of Africa, to decolonize the mind through authentic knowledge, and create a bridge for oneness and peaceful Africa. The core essence of our unity is towards a one Africa of solidarity and peace and love. Knowledge is power. Our people need to be empowered through genuine knowledge based on our values, customs, beliefs, and Africa before colonization. Let us join hands and share in the vision of our humanity, the vision for a one Africa. With all humility, I pledge today that one Africa will unite and build Africa and its people despite of our differences, because our diversity is the key pillar of our unity. I sincerely thank and welcome you abroad to go with me in this journey. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let me just finish by saying that my tribe is Africa. My tribe is one Africa. Whatever tribe you have, it's Africa. And that's how we can unite each other. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Every time I hear this, my engagement get tightened and tightened. What a speech. I mean, it's just amazing. Marie Antoinette, since we didn't let you talk, how you feel?
Well, I'm drinking tea, trying to make myself feel better. The weather, as you know, it's we have a lot of storms, and when the weather is like this, my body doesn't react as well as it should. So, yeah, I'm okay though. It's not too bad. Yeah. So at the moment,
I just want you to really heal faster. my mind and my emotion. I'm
Mhm.
looking into you. And all our family are looking into it. With all this pain, with all this thing that you do, still time to help us build our Africa. Putting all your effort, your comment, your wisdom. It's very appreciated. It's way beyond my words. I really thank you, me personally, Ephraim. Thank you for all the sacrifice you're doing.
Thank you
You're
so
always
much.
going to be going through history.
Thank
You're
you.
in pain and all that. You still come and still come and over, supporting. How engaged can you be? Those that are healthy with every health that we have, not being part of it.
Thank
But
you.
again, that's what you lead us by example,
Thanks, Peggy. Thank
pain
you.
or not. It's big.
Mhm.
It's you're an example. You're an
Mhm.
example. Live in our panel, in our comment sections, day in, day out, whenever you can. Even the pain can go in. You're still kicking, you're still coming. May God here find your healing and get you out of all these pains. I pray for you. I mean it. Right?
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Biggie. Thank you. It really means a lot. I just wanted you to know, while I was there making my tea, I was watching the Spanish news. The news, RTVE is one of the news networks, and at the moment there's a protest, a movement and protest of the treatment shown to our African brothers on the border of Spain.
Mm.
It's happening as we speak. Yeah.
And I've seen atrocity, but binding people, the hand, subdued already, and beating them on top of that to death.
Yes.
We lost 20, it was 23 the last time that I heard, maybe more now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all done by Africans because Morocco is in Africa.
Yes. Yeah.
And the saddest thing is, Moroccan should stand in solidarity just for the human mistreatment. It saddened my heart. And somebody asked me of all this genocide and everything else, and that Somali nation didn't stand with it and did not condemn. And I said yesterday, whether you're TPLF, if you are any other group of your party, whatever, for me, my interest about one soul, one African soul being lost. I condemn everybody that raised a hand against another African while he could have solved it, but he let the third party trying to solve it. And that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Divide, 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 divide.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, uh, for the Moroccan people, I have a message for you. You have police officers that's beating down on refugees with their hand tight, and getting beat up, and will return back to you hundredfold. If you are African within the land in Africa and you don't consider yourself African, the wrath of Exabihir is going to be right there. Mark my word, you're destroying the creation of Exabihir. You're going to pay hard before you even know it. But unfortunately, we as African feel the one that's going to be in that wrath. You think it's going to pass? No. We are aware. We Africans are aware. I give you 1 week to show your solidarity with Africa. 1 week. You got 7 days. The next that comes is on you, not me. You destroyed God's creation without hesitation because color. It's up to you. You better put yourself together with Africa as an Africans. Stand solidarity for the loss of life that we're experiencing right now in your land because of color. It's unfortunate you let that happen on your soil.
Yes.
You have blood in your hand, innocent bloods. And that, I guarantee you, if you don't repent for it, if you don't really excuse yourself and demonstrate that was unhuman, and for those lost life, please send the bodies to the family so they can bury them according to their cultures. Send them to their nation. If you don't, Marie Antoinette, as much as I bless, as much I let Xavier do, I'll let him do what he has to do. Because it's the most unhuman act by African to African. This is not the first time, but this one was clearly about color.
Mm-hmm.
We had our own black to black. We have our own different genocide. We condemn, as well as Nation One Africa, we condemn any loss of African because they got different opinion of living in this world. Anybody that deprive the free will, anybody that's gonna defy you or kill you or torture you to death because of your free will, it comes hundredfold. It's just they're gonna have to look at into what they lost in their family. What goes around comes around. It's always been there. It's not about sin. It's not about whatever that we might call it. It's just about your consciousness, about of your act against another African. You think he'd live forever? No. Again, yesterday I said it's ignorance. Yeah, it has ignorance. Now I'm taking it back. It's just being mean. It's just being mean. You got paid to destroy those lives.
Yeah.
Those that are paid to destroy other people's life, you pay harder. No life supposed to be destroyed at all to begin with, but he got paid to destroy it. I don't know. So many movies been done with it. So many documentaries been done. The comeback is a pain. So again, Morocco, refrain from killing black Africans. Refrain from enslaving black Africans.
Amen.
And that's my message for Morocco. Si vous n'avez pas entendu que je parle à propos des Africains que vous avez tués, en français, je vous dis, il y a un moment que vous allez payer pour les choses que vous avez faites. L'atrocité que vous avez créée avec les Africains, les Noirs africains. Si vous allez avoir une affaire avec l'Europe, avec les Blancs, et si vous considérez que vous êtes blanc, et si jamais vous avez l'intention de détruire l'Afrique noire, vous avez une affaire à vous demander. Si vous êtes chrétien, vous allez dire à Jésus, à ce que nous avons fait, c'est la foi, c'est l'affaire de Morocco. Mais si vous avez l'intention de discrimination avec les Noirs, vous avez beaucoup de choses à vous avouer avec Allah et en même temps que j'appelle Xavier. J'insiste d'arrêter à tuer l'Afrique noire. C'est un avertissement africain. Et si jamais vous allez demander à ce qui s'est passé, vous devrez donner les gens qui sont morts dans votre ligne, dans votre pays, de retourner leur corps au pays. C'est quelque chose que vous avez à avoir tort à ce que vous avez fait dans le continent africain, parce que vous existez dans le continent africain. Si jamais vous n'allez pas entendre ces paroles-là, un jour, vous allez le savoir. Et merci beaucoup de m'entendre, parce que vous avez, l'autre jour que vous avez tué, maintenant, vous devrez dire à ce que vous avez fait et à dire au monde. Ça ne va pas se passer encore. Arrêtez. Arrêtez, arrêtez de tuer l'Afrique noire. Merci de m'entendre. Okay. Well, the message is out in English and in French.
Merci beaucoup, Biggie. Oh, even though I don't study French anymore, somehow it came back. It came back to that. Thank you so much.
Because it's real. Because it's real. And thank you so much for reminding me, because, you know, all Moroccan don't speak English. So I had to put it in French. So those who's going to capture this transmission understand. Because it's a shame. It's a very shame. Hi, BJ. I see BJ that showed up. Yeah, that was a long night last night. You've been partying hard last night with Mika and God Power. I know she knows that. We had 8 hours transmission yesterday, by the way, Maria Antoinette.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's a long one. Even Pi woke up at 9:32 a.m. on his time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a family. I mean, when we're bonding, nothing can stop us.
Nothing can stop us. I got 5 on it. I know she knows that. We got 5 on it. That's our song. That's our song. Yesterday there was a little, thing that was said on certain comments sometimes, and everybody's like, oh, this is a scam. This is And yesterday I played myself. I said, you know what? You put your €5, and if it doesn't happen, I'll give you 10 back.
Yeah.
This is Biggie. I pledge. I'll give you 5 back. But if it happens, you owe me another few. You're gonna be held accountable. You gotta put the word. What do you call that? You gotta put the word. What was that, Marie Antoinette?
The word.
You gotta put your money on the mouth.
Money where your mouth is. You have to put your money where your mouth is. Yeah.
That's right. I challenge everybody, anybody that has a doubt about our mission, even if we fail, we'll redistribute the money to you, but that's not what we are in for. We're going forward. We never fail. Failure was not in our mind, because we're born successful. You are born successful, and help others to be successful on top of what they are. So it's up to you to engage. It's up to you to protect. But don't come back with a problem with no solution, because I cannot find all the solutions. My job on this earth, for every problem, there's a solution. It's finding the right solution. That's what I seek. Because at the end of the day, when I meet the maker, I'm going to say I did the best I can. Yep, I have done this wrong. I've done this wrong. I tried to do this right, but at the same time, I went to this right. And one of the things that between me and Xavier is to protect the lives in Africa, his creation, because it's not the protection that he divine protection, but for me, for what I'm assigned, I'll find solution for any problem that comes, and help the people. Put the word out there. It's positive. The word is positive. I'm just asking, let's get together and solve our problem. And the problem across Africa is amazing. They're the same. If you can solve one, we can replicate it to the rest of it. We have food security issue across Africa. Yes. We have a national security issue across Africa. Yes. So let's do something about it. Let's preserve and protect the lives of Africans. And we're going to take that leap to go forward. We have to have a strong unity in person, in your soul, in your spirit. Always ask the higher level question to yourself. Whatever that I do, is it right or is it wrong? Because the higher self of you on your spirit level will give you the answer. And you know exactly what's right. And that is very important. That will guide you. Trust your internal intuition. This comes from higher level. Is this why the nation want Africa the right thing? Question that. Because it should. Where we started, where we at, and what we're going to accomplish. Question it. Get engaged. Do not brush it off. Don't be the one that's going to be suspecting this and that. No. Question it. See where we started and where we're at right now. We're walking the talk. And that's where we are right now. It comes from inside. If you believe, you're engaged, and you can accomplish greater things for Africa. Maybe some of you don't even know that you're the future of the leadership for Africa. We give you just the base. Come with us. Help us to build this great continent from the bottom up. Your donation for Swahili Nation One Africa. We could have used Mika address in Tanzania. We could have used my address in the US. No. The first independent country in Africa that sang the song God Bless Africa before them, before Tanzania. Tanzania was the first. Then you got Zambia, then South Africa that followed. So it's a marker, symbolic marker for the Tanzanian. Ethiopia has the AU. We launched One Africa in Ethiopia. Now we get the office in Tanzania. It is so deep because I know my family, when you look at our journey, the way things are turning around and the way they're coming, and the way we're building it, it's amazing. I never scheduled this. I never thought of it to begin with. I mean, we had each of us has our own thought and solutions, but it puts us in one house. Swahili Nation, One Africa. From a movement, we actual foundation, and we're laying the foundation. We're coming strong for it. And that, my brothers and sisters, is no other better place to be. Again, we're going to create the future leaders. And in fact, we are in making of the future leaders of Africa. Come and help us, because really you're not helping us, you're helping yourself. There's a difference. This journey is all of us. We're all in it. This is our mess. This is our cleanup to do. And this is the time we shine. Stronger than before, that passed before us. And for those of you who have confusion about One Africa, the unity of Africa, don't be confused. The aim is the unity, but we've got a lot of housework. We've got a lot of work to do. It is there on the final to have a peaceful Africa. Leaders after leaders will be created. And those leaders, without support, they're not leaders. But when we support them, they get stronger. When they get stronger, we got to protect them. In mind, in spirit, in everything we got to protect the African asset, the young mind, our technology, our leadership. We're not doing it all the way. We're doing it organically, from the bottom up. And we're not going to stop. And it's not going to stop. Even at the level that we have equal trade or whatever, we're going to be stronger and stronger. And show how strong we are for ourselves. We don't have to show it to the world, because the world is going to see. But we need to protect each other throughout infinity. And this is the foundation for infinity. Our journey, each individually, is shorter. Collectively, it will extend to infinity, as long as we put a good foundation. In that, I conclude today's Diaspora Talk transmission. Before that, if Maria Antoinette, you have to add, and then I'll go to Mondatez. He's still there, and we'll close the session today.
No, it was perfect. I really don't have anything to add at the moment. We continue to pray for justice, really, in this situation.
Absolutely. Mundatezi, you still there? I know you're gonna leave.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I can't leave before the prayer. So
yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I think I really enjoyed the show, and also just to comment, tomorrow we're going to. Today was today the diaspora talks and abortion and reproductive. So today, so just a prelude to tomorrow.
Exactly. Commercial.
So today is the commercial of tomorrow. That's what you're talking about in the beginning of having an advertisement or a previously about the same of a previous show. So
yes.
So you're having it.
The mistake became positive.
yeah. There's also, yeah, and I wanted to talk also BJ Riggs, Sam. Thank you for coming, and everybody in the comment section. BJ Riggs, BJ. Hopefully you come tomorrow to the abortion talks, because we're going to also cover a lot about, even Big E. Hopefully you come. We'll talk about Roe versus Wade and stuff like that, and also how it affects the African continent. Marie Antoinette will also be there, and she's going to be also giving her part, a small part, but yeah.
This is a topic that, what can I say? Besides the medical aspect, I know YouTube perhaps doesn't like, I wouldn't say promotion of conspiracy theories, but the exploration of whether a theory is in fact a conspiracy theory or not. For the sake of YouTube, I call anything out of the ordinary conspiracy theories, or else the channel will be shut down by YouTube. So there is a conspiracy theory that says that there is a particular spiritual entity, the name of which I don't remember at the moment, but that entity is the reason that a very powerful country has discontinued abortion in its own country while promoting it in Africa. And one wonders whether this is a conspiracy theory or an actual strategy being employed. I don't know, because I'm not an expert on that sort of spiritual aspect of decision making. But it's something to consider, not necessarily tomorrow, in some other private forum. It is a theory to consider.
I don't know. I didn't know YouTube had a. I didn't know that. Okay, I thought YouTube was. I didn't know YouTube was having also their own agenda when it comes to abortion. But okay, now it's just good to know.
Yes, a certain very popular channel recently was shut down, not for that issue, but for someone pointing out that when a certain head of a very large church entered Africa and did some sort of procedure, immediately war broke out in that area of Africa, and that's why they would prefer if that same leader of a very large church didn't visit again as he had planned. And for that particular channel was demonetized. So that's why I'm always very cautious about candid discussions.
Well, thank you. Hopefully, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Hopefully, we won't. Hopefully, we won't get monetized or demonetized. Or I don't know. I don't think we're going to get too controversial. I think we'll be probably just talk about, we'll stick to the facts like we know, or something like that, right?
Definitely.
Hey, Mondatezi, you came in on my show. Now you got an assignment.
Yeah.
Money assigned you. She gave you the heads up, So
yeah, now you're going to have to be clever about it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
Maria
thank
Antoinette
you.
don't play, huh? Maria Antoinette see something, she will come,
Yeah.
That's what I love about her, She points it out. It's out there. Let's dig on the information. And those of you that are listening, and if you heard her, and make sure that you guys do the due diligent homework, so you'll have that information. And that'll be a great way to start a show tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think also, guys, in the comment section, BJ Riggs, BJ, hopefully you'll come also, because it's about abortion, about women. So the more women, the merrier. come and give their stories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you got a little bit of flavor of what's coming tomorrow, even though I hijacked Back in the Future. So you got a little preview on it. So in that, I will pray and the amazing grace of Xavier that gave us this opportunity, this journey, all of us together, putting our heart into it. Give us the strength to engage others that needs to be engaged. And for those that lost their life in Morocco, those that lost their life in Ethiopia, I call upon you, Xavier, to give us the forgiveness. The same thing that's going on in Uganda, throughout our Mali. You see what's going on, Burkina Faso, all the states that's been killing your creation, the one that you really created to make a difference in the world, to collaborate in the world, to be the future leaders and the helpers of the weak. For those that lost their lives, Xavier, please keep them in heaven, receive their soul, forgive them for all their sins. They got caught up in this world's sin, and as well, people that are sinning against them, forgive them as we speak, for giving us this speech to talk to you, to give me this breath to pray and to make you listen. Amen. I trust in you. You are incomprehensible, uncomprehendable. I cannot think like you. Whatever that's best to us, grant us the peace, grant us the help, grant us all the future that comes. It's all in your hand. When we ask, it's been given. Sometimes we don't ask. Encourage us to ask and make it happen on the world. Again, family, in the name of Xavier, for those that are needing healing, Marie Antoinette, Kaku, as well my brother never mentioned, but I pray, Ezana, and as well, Deborah is having a little bit of heart problem. Family, join me in the prayers, your mind and emotion toward them, to a healing, fast recoveries. And for those of you that needs help, make Xavier hear your prayers, for I and we as a family we pray to Xavier. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
All right. It's a wrap from Mondatezi. Now I'm going to go and look for funds. I'm looking for funds. Yeah, this is heavy, but at the same time, when I look at a lot of things opening for me where I can go. And Xavier is so good that he's giving me all these opportunities to really put Swahili Nation One Africa on the map. You know, we're going to have this office. We're going to run an office. This is our business, a business built by African, made by African, progressed by African, volunteered by Africans, and family. I'm so blessed. Thank you, Xavier. Again, I thank him for giving us this opportunity.
Amen.
All right, family, BJ, Sam, Rahel, and at the same time, Abuyak was there. You know, he posted a few things, and as you can see it, but we are really grateful. Again, thank you everybody that joined us. Join us tomorrow with Mondatezi, and it's going to be one big conversation May Xavier bless you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Good night, good morning, right? And good afternoon. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Good night.